What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode. It's episode 49 of the 740 Sports Show. It's a hot one here in the 740 today. I was outside playing with the kids. I sweat 4 times today. It was a lot of fun. But here is the moment we've been waiting for, boys. It's basketball time. I'm joined by my lifelong brother, Bub, and our long-time friend and senior basketball guy, Andrew Brown.
What's going on, boys?
Boys, I'll tell you what, Brown, I think all three of us are just in the same shoes you are, which is, as always, just happy to be here. And we love everything about it. We're going to be talking basketball. That's why we brought you in this evening, a senior basketball guy. We're here to talk hoops. We're talking with the man himself, the king of Crown City. Travis Elliott is in the building, boys and girls. He is here. And I'll tell you what.
It's a great picture of him.
Straight from the school website, boys and girls. I don't know if that's in the yearbook. Do they put mugshots in the school yearbook at South Gallia? They are the Rebels. We're going to find out. I got a lot of questions for Trav. He's a longtime friend of ours. Very rarely do we have a professional conversation. So I'm really looking forward to that not being the case once again this evening. And we're going to have a blast. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Get a familiar face in here.
A familiar face talking hoops with us. And I'm ready for it. Boys and girls, I'm absolutely ready for it. Brown, you ready for this one?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, well, let's do it then. Go ahead, lace them up, strap them up, tie them up. Do what it is you got to do to get yourself ready for this episode, boys and girls, number 49 of the 740 Sports Show. Let's go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 740 Sports Show. It's episode 49. It is July 7th. It is a warm one here in the 740. Boys and girls, did you have a great 4th of July?
Yeah, we had an excellent 6th of July yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You guys had a part. Actually, I'm glad that I'm glad we do this in the evening because you're both in a position, you're both in a state where you could join and participate this evening, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, Brown was feeling a little rougher than I was this morning, but
let's just say the late start time really helped.
Okay. Hey, we love everything about it. Hope you guys have had a great Sunday. We've had a great Sunday here, and we are going to be talking to a friend who we also hope has had a great Sunday. We're going to go ahead and bring him in, boys and girls. The King of Crown City is here. He is with us. Travis Elliott, the head rebel himself, is in the building. Boys and girls, Trav, welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for letting me on.
For letting you, brother, it's a pleasure.
We've been asking you for like 3 months.
We've tried to make this come together for a while, but much longer than 3. But great guess. But hey, we're happy you're here.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Hey, and you know what's crazy is you probably have the closest proximity to Bub in all of this, and it's been hardest, not the hardest to get together, but you're a busy man, running the Rebels squad, doing what you do. We brought a heavy arsenal this evening, not a defensive arsenal, but we brought our senior basketball guy, Andrew Brown, because I know he's ready to talk some hoops. So let's just go ahead and kind of get right down to it, man. I heard you talking. I was kind of doing my notes, doing what I do before the show, and I heard you speaking with Bub a little bit, and Bub didn't realize you had been in South Gallia quite as long as you'd been there. You've been running that squad. I think you were hired in June of 21.
Yes.
And you've been crushing it since. So, Bub,
I was off by a year.
Okay, well, hey, that's fine. But it is what it is. Talk to us, man. So you've been there a year now. What was your mission, or not a year now, you've been there since 2021. Talk to me. What was your mission when you took over that squad, brother?
So when I first came in, I'm being completely honest. I had no comprehension, really. And what I mean by that is I didn't know what South Gallia was even about. When I took that position, I didn't know a lot about South Gallia. So, with my mindset coming from Ironton, my mindset was come in and make an instant impact. And I know it was going to be a challenge, but, the entire time, one great mentor of mine, Ken French, which is now at Oakland University, he was my coach at Rio. He said the number one thing about coaching is relationships. You have to be able to develop relationships. So my mindset coming into this was, I want to develop relationships. I want to be a mentor for these kids and be able to, help them out any way I can. Winning wasn't even a thought, even though in my mindset is, hey, I want to go to state. It was develop relationships first. And then if they understand that I'm committed to them, then they'll be able to, give me what I want. So it was kind of like a work in between, but the relationships was my biggest attribute coming into it.
I'll tell you what, man, those relationships are getting a little tighter. The Southern is coming out of that Elliott voice a little bit more. Are you yelling? Are you picking up some South Gallia down there, man? Is that where that's coming from? I don't know.
I'm not totally for sure. One big thing is I'm very passionate, and anybody from South Gallia knows that, especially the way I coach. I'm high energy, constant all the entire time. I'm gonna stay on you in practices and games. That's something. And I'm so passionate about the sport that when I talk about it, I probably get that Rebel Nation coming out of me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's all right. We're happy because it sounds like the folks in South Gallia are happy as well. A gentleman in here by the name of Ronnie Burns says you're a great young coach and you got a bright future ahead of you, and South Gallia is lucky. We agree with that. The folks of South Gallia seem to be on board with you, man. We've been friends for quite a while. We were, all in the Rio bus at one point. So talk to me. You mentioned Coach French. What are some of the things that, you brought up one great, and that's so Coach French, man. Like that was such a Coach French piece of advice. You mentioned longtime coach at Rio, now at Oakland. What are some of the other things you may have taken from your experience at Rio down to South Gallia that you kind of think, okay, man, this is the Ironton coming out of me. Okay, now this is the Rio coming out of me.
So I think coming from Rio Grande is consistency. Coach French was really good at staying on top of you and holding you accountable. And that's one big thing that I try to do with these kids, because the issue nowadays, especially when we used to play back then, we didn't, even though we had social media, it wasn't like it is now.
Yeah, it didn't take off back then.
And the platform, we like to play video games, but like, especially for me, like I didn't even have internet where I was living. So I wasn't.
That's why I left Otterbein.
I wasn't going home playing video games. The kids nowadays, they have so many distractions. They're trying to keep up with relationships with, their significant other, trying to play video games, trying to, YouTube platforms. All that's huge. But one big thing from a coaching perspective that I've noticed is being consistent. In that amount of time frame that you have, we can't be a roller coaster. We can't change. We got to stay consistent, do everything the right way. And, that's one big approach that I come into at South Gallia, because Ken French was big on that, is we're going to do things the right way. It may not work all the time, but we're going to do it the right way, and we're going to stay consistent. So I really try to use that as a coach at South Gallia.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. And like I said, it seems like everyone's on board. It seems like things seem to be translating. Of course, your longtime friend Brandon Stevens is on board. He's definitely on board. He's got you as the best basketball coach in the nation. I love that thought. I love that comment.
That's high praise.
That's high praise. That's very
That's
high praise.
expectations to live up to there, Trey.
But hey, what a guy to have to do it. The 3-point sniper, man. And of course, you mentioned your time at Ironton. We had the luxury of playing against each other. I remember, for some reason, I don't remember a lot of players playing against them. And there's nobody else from that Ironton team that I do remember other than you, because you came off the bench. And I remember Larry.
Obviously.
I remember Larry. He was early. I think he was a freshman the year he came off the bench, but he came in, and Larry Jordan was our coach at the time. What year did you graduate?
I was 2011.
2011. Okay, so you were probably a sophomore that year. It was the year that Larry got to Jackson, my junior year, so that would make sense. And sophomore year probably. And anyway, long story short, he came off the bench. Larry said, "Don't let number whatever shoot." And you came in and hit like 3. We were in some 1-3-1, and you just baselined us, dude, just corner to corner and just dogged us. It was terrible. Anyway, that was a long time ago. You're in the coaching realm now. Things are cool. So what's the current state of South Gallia basketball looking like, man?
We're young. I graduated 5 seniors. And
That was last year. That was the year you had a lot of seniors.
Yeah, this past year.
Okay.
Now, what a lot of people don't realize, and this is one big thing that I used for motivation throughout the year. Even though we had 5 seniors, we didn't have a lot of size. Our tallest player was about 6'1".
Yeah.
My starting 5 was 5'7", 5'8", 5'8", 6 foot, 6'1". So we were extremely small. We were voted last in the conference. We were voted last in, we weren't last. We were at the bottom of our division.
Right.
So our expectation wasn't high. We had one of the toughest schedules because we switched from the TVC to the SOC. So we're now in the SOC.
Okay.
But the seniors, I've been there for 3 years. They've been a part of it for 3 years. They stay committed to the process. And, one big thing that I pitched every time was getting better every day. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. We're going to come into this. We're going to come with the grind, and we're going to get better every day and let God take care of the rest. So that was kind of our expectation coming into this. And with that being said, we ended up getting 3rd in the conference, made a second toughest strength of schedule, got 13 wins. We had a great year. Yeah, I felt like I wouldn't say we overperformed because I still think we had a chance to go a lot farther than what we did. But I thought we had a great season. And, and first thing I want to say is I want to congratulate our 5 seniors because they set the standard, and now that's our standard from here on out. And they came in through that 3 years. They bought into our system. And even though people projected us at the bottom, we proved a lot of people wrong. We beat teams that, honestly, we probably had no business even playing. So, and I'm hoping that our younger group sees that and sees the standard and see the expectation. It doesn't matter, if we're playing a team that's so much better than us, if we stay committed and keep playing every possession, then those games you can win. So that's kind of our standard right now.
It's funny you mentioned that, man, because when another coach comes in, there is a culture shift. There is a standard that gets set. Bubba and I lived through that at Jackson with Coach Hall, who's still at Jackson. And Bubba, I know that we can attest to that definitely being the case. There's definitely when that coach comes in, there's an opportunity for things to reset, and then there's a standard, and then there's a bar, and then that bar going forward is whatever the seniors before it made it.
You got to get people to buy into it as well. Like you got to get the players to buy into it. And Travis made a good point about the younger guys, even though, I don't know if he was talking about underclassmen in general, but just younger guys, middle school and peewee, just getting the practice in early. You start working from 3rd grade on, 2nd grade on, doing whatever you do, then you're going to be a lot more experienced come high school. And I think that's a big thing that programs really need to start focusing on.
Yeah. Travis. So Brown, your thoughts?
Yeah. Travis, is there a certain coach or coaches that you try and emulate your coaching style from?
Bob Huggins.
Bob Huggins. No. So I'm going to be completely honest. And this has been probably my most challenging part of just learning how to coach. When I came in and I started at Jackson, I was the junior high coach at Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you got high praise at Jackson this afternoon. We posted we were going with you this evening. A lot of high praise from some good folks at Jackson. Just want to throw that out there.
All right, thank you. No, but so Bob Huggins, I coached 3 years at Jackson High or Jackson Junior High. Right. So I always I'm a big West Virginia fan. Everybody knows that. I'm full court press. We're going to get after you. I was able to do that at the junior high level, had a lot of success. Then I transitioned to the high school level, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. Well, we have to adapt to the players. And I think that's one big thing that I was always missing truth because I always thought, the players got to learn how to adapt to me. No, because I found out first year, I tried to play that way. And then I had to correct because I was like, okay, we can't play this way. If we're going to continue to play this way, we may not win the game. So we had to change a lot of things. So I had to adjust my coaching styles to the players. And one big thing that, Andrew, with you asking me that question is I don't pick one person. I love Bill Self. Don't get me wrong. I will look at different universities and I'll steal some things. I still use Bob Huggins 2-3. We call it West Virginia because when he plays Syracuse in the Big East, he'd always overload aside, steal the bottom guy, put your shooter in the corner, and then bring somebody from the bottom.
That was always a chess match.
Exactly. Well, and so I'm not just taking from one coach. I steal from everybody. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. So I'll look at a lot of things, and if it's working for one team, I try that. And that's kind of how my coaching style has been right now. And every year has been different. Like, so year one, we actually ran a 1-3-1. I had a lot of success with 1-3-1. Or 2 years ago, we struggled. We didn't have a lot of depth. Had no seniors at that time. We did a 2-2-1 press back into a man. And then this past year, one of our all-district, all-state players, Noah Cremines, tore his ACL in football.
Oh,
coming in, one of our best players, done. So we knew that was going to be a struggle. Two of our other players decided not to play basketball. They wanted to focus on football.
Yeah.
So kind of took our depth out. So I had to adjust and figure out because I had a mindset, this is what we're going to run. And then coming into the season, these are the pieces I have now. Now I got to change my coaching style completely. So we did a lot of run and jump press, 2-2-1. We did a matchup zone, which I've never done before. And what's actually funny is I actually got the matchup zone from Chesapeake. Chesapeake ran the matchup zone 2 years ago when they went all the way to district finals, and they were upsetting a lot of teams. I actually watched how they ran their matchup zone, and I talked with Luke Hammond, which is now at Oak Hill. He's actually going to coach with Heath McInnes. And he kind of gave me some details, and we've worked on that, and we actually ran the matchup zone, and we actually had a lot of success this past year in that. So I wouldn't say I steal a particular coach, but I steal from all the coaches I can. Any coach that I see that I think I can utilize, I'm gonna look at that and I'm gonna try to utilize that.
I'm just shocked that we're here talking about you stealing from anybody.
I feel like he should term it gathering inspiration.
There we go. That's
just straight up saying stealing. I mean, you get a lot of your inspiration.
Hey,
we know he doesn't play defense. So.
We went through the same education program at Rio, and Dr. Harry Wong said, "Steal from everyone. Steal from everyone." So
did Eddie Guerrero.
Hey, Eddie Guerrero's an even better reason to do it, Bob. if you needed a better one. So we've talked a little bit about the past. We've talked. We're going to talk about what you've got going on in the future, what you see in the future, what you hope for, I should say. Talk to us about what you got going on this summer. You mentioned you're young. Are you doing any summer league stuff, or what do you have going on, man?
So we actually played in technically 3 summer leagues. We played in the Jackson Summer League, which Max Maurer puts on a phenomenal summer league.
Every year, man.
Every year.
Every single year.
15 to 16 teams. We're always the smallest team in there. And I love that because, if we can play against those opponents, then by the time the season comes around, that should transition us and get us ready. So that's why I love playing in that. We played in the Sin Valley League. It was a majority OVC schools. That was actually fun to play in. And then we did 2 Rio Grande shootouts. We had a pretty good summer. We really did. We're young, and and I keep saying we're young. And the reason why is we have a big 8th grade group that's incoming freshmen this year. They're a really strong 8th grade group. They ended up winning our conference, or they were in a tournament. They won the tournament. They're a strong 8th grade group. We actually have some freshmen that may end up playing some varsity minutes this year. We're looking at potentially having 2 seniors, maybe 3, depending on who comes out. Majority of the group is going to be freshmen, sophomore, and juniors. Maybe 1 or 2 will play from the senior group, but it's mainly going to be freshmen, sophomore, and juniors. So it's definitely going to be rebuilding year. But just because it's rebuilding year, my expectations doesn't change. They know that. Our goal is what can we do to win the conference, and how do we get better every day? And that's going to be our goal coming into this. And if we can reach that goal now, it just gives us better opportunities to make runs in the future.
So you mentioned a lot of different things there. I'm going to keep it on track though for just a moment.
Okay.
You want to get better every day. There's a lot of different things that go with that. What is it? You mentioned you're young. You got young guys that are going to be playing varsity minutes.
Yep.
That's awesome. I don't care how small of a school you are. That's awesome. And to me, that means the future looks good. In my eyes, that means the future looks good. So regardless of what this year looks like, I want to know, what does this year look like? And what do you think it looks like in, say, 3 years?
See, this year, my goal, and I always have a vision. Of course, your vision, and I know you guys know you're athletes. Your vision is we're going to state. You
mentioned another thing too, and I want to touch on this too, because we're all 3, Bub, Brown, we're Jackson guys.
Yep.
A lot of folks that watch this are bigger city folks: Chillicothe, Jackson, now Gallia County. If you got one player at South Gallia that stops and commits to football or just focuses on football, it's crushing.
Oh yeah,
Crushing.
It kills
There's
us.
no way to, you know what I mean? There's no way to foresee that when those kids are juniors and seniors. So, you know what I mean? But when you mentioned that there was 2 that did that, it's crushing.
Oh yeah.
So you know what I mean? So in your mind, let's foresay that those kids, you know, let's say that those kids do stick around and play for you, because ideally that's your vision. But I just wanted to throw that out there. That's crazy work without the 2 kids that, you know,
Oh yeah.
focus on
Well, and one big thing that we have started to incorporate. So Matt Best, he's our AD. He's phenomenal. We our baseball coach that we hired 2 years ago is Rich Corbin.
Rich Corbin.
He's one of the best baseball coaches. He coached the Gallipolis for a while. Hall of Fame coach. The guy is amazing.
He's
Just
top notch.
Genuine good, great person. He really is. And then with Brian Morrow, our football coach. Brian actually was an assistant at Wilson for a while.
Okay.
Came over. He has revamped that program. And of course, I'm going to be biased. They're going to be tough this year. They went 7-3 last year. They returned the majority of the pieces. Have a quarterback back, a running back, majority of our linemen. Our football team is going to be extremely solid. Our baseball team has revamped. We went from not winning any games, I don't believe, to winning 1. To I think this year they went 12-10. So there has been growth in all of our programs. Now, one big thing that we all 3 of our coaches have talked about is making sure all the players play. And because awesome. with us being such a small school, we can't divide. I can't have kids just playing basketball, because if we're going to do that, it's going to hurt baseball and football. And that's tough for me. And that's probably tough for them too, because of course you as a coach, you want those kids just to commit to your program. Sure. But with it being a small school, we have to share all the players. And you know, that's one big thing that you just have to get your ego aside and say, this is what's best for the school. This is what's best for my own program. And this is what's best for all the programs. And Matt Best, he has really influenced us to believe that way. And, you know, that's been a real transition that we've made. And those 2 kids that didn't play are claiming they're going to play this year. One actually showed up to us a lot over the summer. So those are going to be big things and, you know, I'm really excited for that. I really think it's going to change our program, and not just our program, all of our programs.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, if you're doing multiple sports like that as an athlete, like, you know, they say wrestling translates to football. I mean, you got different kind of skill sets that you gain from different sports to help you better in the other sport. You know what I mean? So it kind of builds off.
It's better than them not doing anything.
Yeah, I agree. Right. I completely agree.
I always attributed multi-sports to injury prevention myself, even if it didn't necessarily help me on the field or on the court or whatever. I always felt like because I played 3 or 4 or whatever sports that for the most part I stayed injury free. So that's another thing to think about too. You're working different parts of your body. You're keeping different things in shape. And also,
I just drank milk. Strong bones.
Is that what got you over 400 pounds?
It was more than milk.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you got to couple the milk.
I didn't realize you were now giving nutrition advice. That's awesome.
It's more of the skeletal structure. Skeletal structure advice.
Skeletal structure advice.
Wow. I'll be here all day.
You've been called big boned every day of my life for as long as I can remember. And now you're giving skeletal advice. It's interesting.
Right, I mean, if you're going to talk about it, somebody with big bones seems like the guy to talk about.
I mean, you're definitely the seasoned vet of the crew this evening. Trav, man, we're going to let you go here in just a few moments, man. Bub, Brown, before we do, though, anything you'd like to throw at this man?
Yeah, I'll go first. Travis, what was kind of like your first big inspiration to get into coaching in general? Because I know you said you started at middle school at Jackson.
Yep.
But like, what kind of inspired you to take the route of coaching coming out of college and everything?
So my senior year of college, when I graduated, Coach French wanted to start SEO Elite, an AU organization. And he needed a player to do it. Well, you know, I just graduated, so he asked me to do it. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. You know, my degrry was middle childhood math and history. I had all, you know, when I came out, I was like, I'm just going to teach. If I get into coaching, that'd be cool. I really didn't know if I wanted to do that. So I coached at AAU and I fell in love with it. Like, I was like, man, this is something I want to do. So right after that, then I actually talked with Max. I got on at Jackson. I coached there. And then I was like, this is my love. Like, I would rather do this than my job. Like that was my, like, that was the only thing that was my focus at that time. Yeah. And I actually fell in love with that more than playing the game. And
hope Natalie isn't watching.
I know, right? Rally's number one. Let's start that.
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna throw that in there now. But no, so I ended up falling in love with it. But really, Coach French was the one again. He kind of transitioned that to me, and
yeah.
You know, and I had great mentors through the way. Chris Wallace. I actually worked with him when I was a probation officer in Jackson County.
Yeah.
And he was the junior high coach. He did the 8th grade. I did the 7th grade, and he gave me great advice. And it is a complete different change, because you wouldn't think as a player coming in the coaching, oh, I know everything. I'm still learning today. And, you know, those are big things. And, but no, I just love it. You know, that mission, French gave me a chance, and I fell in love with it, and now it's part of my life.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something to learn as a coach, or, I mean, if you go in your way, steal. I mean, there's always stuff to steal as well. But the second question is, you know, you said your summer league's over and everything, so does that open you up for golf, late July, anything like that, you know? Because you did tell me you were done with it. We had this conversation like a week ago.
Hey, Travis, let me answer this one for you. Can I answer this one for you?
You go ahead, man.
This definitely opens us up for golf, definitely on September 28th.
Yes.
Because on September 28th, it opens us up for the golf scramble that South Gallia is putting on, Bub. They're putting on a golf scramble down there.
My God, that was a heck of a segue from me.
How about that?
Well done. Very professional.
That was natural too.
Bub with the assist. And Trav, go ahead, and the floor is yours on the golf scramble. I'm sure this is a pretty good sized fundraiser for you guys.
Oh yeah. Well, so last year we did a golf scramble, and it was kind of similar. We did it the first week of May, and we had about 20 teams that were in it. Our goal is we'd love to have as many teams as we can. If we can get 30, that'd be great. So it's $400 a team. We provide food. It's just going to be a good time. Also, you can sponsor a hole. If you just want to sponsor a hole, it's $100, and you could just sponsor any hole you want. So, like, if you give us $100, we'll put a sign on hole 3, and then we take pictures, and then we post it on our Facebook page of everybody playing and who sponsored. It's a great time. South Gallia community comes, and you know we get a lot of Gallia County people that come, and it's just a great time. We enjoy it. It takes about 4 or 5 hours, but it's real good time. And what that scramble actually does is it provides us with shooting shirts, polos, and book bags. So we actually use that for a lot of our travel gear.
Okay. Nice. So there right there tells you it's good money going to the right cause, obviously. No question there. But get on down the cliffside, man. Play some golf. And it looks like a great time. Starts at 8:30. Not too.
Are you playing in it, Travis?
Teams of 4.
Well, if I need a team right now, my goal is to work it. But depending on how many.
So you need a team. There's 4 people currently talking in this broadcast right now.
You're talking about segues. Bub's trying to get golf, man. Bub's trying to get.
We can get a team in. Let's go. Like,
and listen, like you're the coach. Like you got to be able to like get a discount, right? Like, what's the food as well? What's the food?
$300. That's what I'll do. $300.
Okay. How about
for us 3, and then you pay your 100 as well? Yeah, seems even to me.
All right. Well, hey, we may very well have to get on down there because that's a beautiful time of year to be playing golf, and it's the right time of year to be playing golf as well. Not too hot. Leaves are changing colors, and I've never played Cliffside myself.
I haven't either.
I've heard nice things about it. I got a buddy who plays there pretty regularly, so we may have to get on down there, Bub. May have to get down there.
What does that have to talk Travis into?
Bub, I did cut you off, and then segued to golf. Do you want to talk again?
I couldn't tell you what I was going to ask him.
I didn't figure.
Yeah, no. I should have wrote it down, but it's just like it's Travis. You know, like he knows that I'm not going to remember half the questions I got to ask.
Great.
Yep.
No, I'm super happy that Travis is going the coaching route and everything, because I know whenever he was kind of taking the leap of faith going into it from his PO job and everything, he was we were talking about it a lot, and he was very excited for it, but he was also nervous. But it seems like it's working out very well for you, so I'm glad to see I'm glad to see your leap of faith went well for you.
Well, and that's one thing, and like a lot of people don't really realize this. But like for me, jumping from probation to a family liaison, that's what my current job is at South Gallia, and being a basketball coach, like that transition, I'm gonna be honest, I was scared half to death. Like I wanted to coach, I wanted to make an impact, but change is scary. I don't care what anybody says. It is.
Oh yeah, it sucks.
Just being able to do that, but looking at it now, you're not lying there. But
it sucks.
Yeah.
But really, it's been the best decision I've ever made. And I think that's one thing I want my kids to know. Even when opportunities presents itself, I mean, we can't be afraid of change. And it's a tough decision sometimes, and sometimes you gotta make it. But you can't be afraid of change. You got to go with your heart, and whatever you feel is the best, you got to go with it. And, that's one thing I don't regret. People ask me, do you regret it? Like, you're putting a lot more hours in. You're in charge of your own program. When things don't go your way, you're the one that's getting punished for it. No, I don't. Yeah. Because it's a blessing. Just the impact you make on the kids. I know, but just the impact you make on the kids, it really does change your life. And it is for the best. Yeah,
and you're making a, 2-hour commute every day?
Yeah, so right now
it's about 2 hours.
A little under an hour. I drive a little under an hour every day there and back. But
oh, really?
Yeah. So Ryan Arrowwood, Ryan's basketball coach, he actually lived in Hurricane, West Virginia, and he was driving from Hurricane to Rio Grande, and him and I were talking about that because we kind of got on around the same time. And he said the best thing, even though that hour there and hour back, it stinks. It really does. Yeah. It gives you time to reflect. And that's one big thing. You don't have somebody in your ear talking to you constantly. Like, you just sit back and reflect on the day, talk about scouting report practices, just the job, and that's kind of been my look at it is when I get this hour, it's like, okay, now I get time just to sit back and think about how this day is going to be, or think about how the day was. So I actually don't mind that. But before we continue, I just want to go ahead and give a shout out. Jay Lambert, Jordan Lambert, and Jordan Carey. Those three were my assistants this past year. And I don't care what anybody says. As a head coach, your assistant coaches are the MVPs because they do so much for you that they don't get credit for. Like, when you have a great season, say, hey, great job. But it's always the head coach typically gets it. Those three have done so much, and they changed our program for the better. And I just want to go ahead and give them a shout out because they deserve that.
Heck yeah.
Dude, I'm always in. Shout out to everyone, man. And you're right, brother. The assistants of your squad, make and break the rest of it. They got to carry your message. They got to make sure your message gets to the next level. And your success lives on their shoulders at the end of the day, man. Sounds like you got a good one, brother. So sounds like you're in good hands. Man, Brown, Bub, you good?
I got 2 questions.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead, Andrew.
Right.
I was told you were on a time crunch, not us.
I'm just kidding. I got some time.
I'm just kidding, brother.
All right, Travis. Is there a favorite set or play, offensive or defensively, that you're willing to share that's kind of like your favorite or your go-to?
Take
bread and butter.
Opposing coaches.
Take notes,
opposing coaches. No,
so I run the same, so one set I run, and I've ran it all 3 years, so it's not a secret. I run Gonzaga. We call it Gonzaga. So it's a 4-high set, and all it is literally a pick and roll constant offense. So you'll swing the ball to the wing, and then it's a flex cut off, and then so you got 2 on the wings, you got 2 on the high post. Point guard throws it to the wing. It's flex cut. He rolls off. The guy on the high post sets the screen, and it's just a pick and roll. If it's open, you take advantage of it. If not, the guy on the opposite high post pops up. It's a kick to him. Guy cuts through, swing pass back into a pick and roll. So it's a constant set pick and roll offense. And a lot of the times, because of the pick and roll, you'll get that backside guy sleeping, and then we just backdoor cut and get a wide open layup off of it.
There you go.
So we really take advantage of that. So that's all I'm going to share with you.
That's more than what I was expecting.
I do run that a lot, so I know every team knows I run that. So that's all I'm going to give you right now, man.
Well, something to spin off of that, I was wondering, you guys were down 3 and you need a 3. Is there ever a time where you thought, man, if somebody just gives me a screen real quick, I can come out here and shoot one? Have you ever wanted to do that?
I'm like, man, give me the ball. I'm ready to shoot this. No.
He's dancing up on that wing with the double team, like the footwork off the double team, the Disney movie. That's his moment.
I was actually going to ask if I may. Do you participate in practices? You play?
I do. Not often. Not often.
Okay, but when you do,
I do.
You cook them.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that. I'm out there playing like Andrew at the YMCA. I'm probably just an average player out there hooping a little bit.
Shots. When I say shots fired on the 7-4.
God dang.
I think I'm below average now, man.
Wow. Well,
Tell you what,
are
the free
at this
throws
moment.
definitely are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yep.
Wow.
Whew.
Okay.
All right,
But you
all
don't.
right.
But
We're
you don't
getting
hold.
off
But,
this-
so
we're
you
getting
don't.
off this subject.
So you don't hold back, or you do hold back? Be honest.
I don't. When I go out there, I try to
You
play
cook
hard.
them.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I try
come
to play hard, man.
So you're telling me that you're playing, high school level basketball these days, right? As a college, is that what I'm hearing? No, I'm just kidding.
Right now, I'm proud playing junior high level. Getting up and down the court's been a struggle.
I was gonna say, take conditioning out of it.
Yeah,
You know,
sure. I
no,
get
I'm
my
just-
5
I feel like we're going to have to get a scrimmage against your team. Like us four and somebody else.
Oh, bro!
Let's
Oh,
go.
come on! Yeah, us four.
Half court?
I was going to say, here comes one of you guys asking if we're going
Like
full or
Rob,
half.
like I don't want Rob. He can only play like 15 minutes and he's going to roll an ankle.
Yeah, let's just have a sub.
And it's definitely half court. 100% it is half court.
Well, I
Hey,
hate to tell you, if it's us four and somebody else, we're probably going to lose.
We're running.
We're going to lose.
But see,
hey,
you see, Travis has been talking that mentality of winning state, and he's over here talking we're going to lose. Like, play the damn game, Travis.
that's his squad
That's
too,
it with
bud.
Target.
That's his squad.
I'm prime.
Yeah, well,
You're
I do.
prime.
That's
You
proud-
keep
proud of my
saying
team.
that.
Last time I played basketball, I blew a shoe out, so I ain't touching another basketball.
Yeah, exactly. You're prime, all right.
Last time
Um,
Andy played.
Travis, I had one more question, man.
All right.
So if your team's messing up in practice and you're trying to discipline them, like making them run suicides or something like that, is there a go-to discipline drill that you have them do? Like, what's your favorite watching them do?
Grass drills.
Stairs?
No. Honestly, I'm not. When I really don't know. Probably suicides. I mean, that's.
He's got so many options.
It depends on. Honestly, it depends on my mood. It depends on how the practice is going. Like if the practice is going really bad and it's continuing, a lot of times I'll shut it down, or we'll just keep on running until I get what I want. There has been times where I just grab the jump ropes out and say, "Guys, we're on jump rope." I mean, if it's 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes.
God, that sucks.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bub hates that way more than just running. I can promise you he does.
But you know what? There's a standard. And I know some of my kids may be watching this right now and they're probably dying right now, but there's a standard. And here, every time we come into practice, like I said earlier, our goal is to get better every day. And if I feel that we're not reaching that goal, then I'll shut it down and we'll run until I get that. And if we don't get that, we'll just run the entire practice. And one big thing that I've noticed as a coach is making sure, and this has been my heart because this has been very difficult for me. I was an AAU coach for a while. Even when I coached junior high, I coached AAU. Well, a lot of times those players that you had in the AAU circuit, they were very skilled. They weren't just, average players. They were the best at the high school or best in the district. My last year that I coached, I had 3 MVPs of conferences, of the SOC, TVC Ohio, and TVC Hawking on the same AAU team. So we were extremely loaded. So our practices were intense. If I didn't get what I wanted, I ripped into them, and that was the standard. Yeah. Well, it's different from AAU to high school.
Sure. Much different.
If you continue, their skill set isn't there. I'm not saying their skill set isn't there, but they're not as crisp. Yeah. So me as a coach, I have to be more patient. I can't just lose it on expecting them. They should know this because a lot of times these kids don't even pick up a ball till it's basketball.
Yeah.
So
I never did.
It is tough. It is tough trying to learn the patience key because in AAU I didn't have to be patient.
Right.
And here you do. And so there is a fine line of being patient and then just blowing up on them. So, but I'd say right now it's just suicides. Like I think
it just all comes back.
Like, all right, I don't like suicide. So
God, at this point, I forgot that was the question.
Yeah.
I guess suicides. Like, let's just say it. Suicides. We'll clarify it again.
Yeah, I thought we were going the moral route, but suicide. Yeah, that works.
They hate the pyramid. I tell you, the pyramid's awful.
What's the pyramid?
So we go 1 to 10 and 10 to 1. So like what we'll do, we'll grab a basketball, for example, and we'll have a line, and they'll have to run down the court and jump up and touch it, like the backboard or the wall, depending on how many people we got 10 times. And then they go back and do 9, 8, 7, 6, and go all the way down to 1. And if you actually do it right, because we make you keep the ball above your head on the runs, the end jumps.
Yeah.
like 3, your arms are shot.
That's tough.
You can hold them up. But like I do that a lot of times too as punishment, because if we're doing suicides and it's not working, then I'll do that. And they're like, oh, okay.
Dude, that sucks. That punishment.
Bub.
No, you can go to hell for that one.
I'm gonna get Bub on my coaching staff this year.
You might as well as bring back Bull in the Ring at this point.
Bro, I thought you were primed, Bub. I thought you were primed.
I was never a basketball player.
We're running 5Ks now.
Yeah, 5K Bub could do it, no problem.
I saw
He's
him
got
running
3 down.
I didn't have a basketball behind my back running awkwardly.
If you started at 1, worked up to 10, how many could you do? How many rounds do you think you could do?
1, because I'm not doing it. Like, I have my own choice. I'm a grown man just like Travis. Is he gonna tell me to go run and touch a basketball off the back of a backboard or something?
Well, I'll be completely honest. I saw him trying to catch a basketball, so it's not.
Oh shit, yeah. Listen, I'll tell you, I had the biggest grudge. I had the biggest grudge against a coach in like 6th grade because I didn't make the All-Star team. And then I seen that film and I'm like, he probably seen that same film or something and was like, yeah, I'm never having this guy on my team.
It's funny that you mention it because I actually have the film that coach had going into that. And Trav, if you want, you can go ahead and roll that film that we have that coach.
Like, let's just talk about the crowd. The crowd just not responding at all to me just getting absolutely peppered in the head with the ball.
I thought I heard a couple like groans, man.
No, that was
my dad.
But we cannot play this off like that was not Eric's bad call. That was Eric's fault for giving me the pass. I was just setting a screen. I should have never touched the ball. Welcome back, Andrew. I should have never touched the ball. It was Eric's mistake.
Worked up, man.
Dude, my favorite thing is you in the sweatpants. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude,
but those things zipped on. Oh man, those things unzipped, and dude, I'll tell you, whenever those things came unzipped, that's like putting boots on nowadays.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, that's why you didn't make the squad in 6th grade.
See, now Brown jumbled up the screen. Now Brown's on the left and Travis is on the right.
Well, we can flip it back. Calm down.
There we go. Let's go.
Out.
Are you okay?
Golly.
You're going to make me cross-eyed here.
Trav, hey, before we go, do you have anything you'd like to throw in as well? Obviously, get to that golf scramble, September 28th. On top of that, though, go.
That's really it, man. Golf scramble, September 28th. Hey, I appreciate you guys.
We golfing before season. We golfing. It don't matter.
Mic drop.
Hey, I do want to say one thing, though. I want to call this now. So you can go ahead and in about
state championship runs.
All right, hang on. Let me write this. Hang on.
I'm calling this
Not
now.
one.
West Virginia will be in the playoffs. Write that down.
In the football playoffs?
Football playoffs. Right there.
You want to bet on this? If I was a betting man.
Yeah.
But I don't bet.
I don't either. That's why if I was.
WVU in the top 12 in year 1.
West Virginia.
7?
I hope so.
Year 1's going in the playoffs.
Traylon Davis,
game
Reed Carrico, Neil Brown,
Mason Dole,
Eric Green. They're all going to the playoffs is what you're
baby.
telling me.
Yep, they're going to the playoffs.
Wow.
I have a say.
Hope so.
Listen,
Wow.
one.
I'll tell you what, Travis. If they do, I'll treat you to a dinner of beat-ups.
All right, sound good.
Shave your beard.
I'm gonna make you take me on a Monday. All you can eat.
Shave the beard.
Like I said, I'm a grown man just like you. You telling me to do shit.
I'm actually jealous of the beard. It actually looks good.
It does look good. I hate to see Bub without
You're
it.
starting to look like Brown.
Yeah. Oh.
He'll get there one of these days.
Hey, you want to know something?
Chin strap.
We're gonna let you go. You want to know something hilarious though? We were doing our show and we had members of the street team at Total Media kind of helping us out. And while we were doing it, we had a girl. There was this member of our street team that told us, me, Bubba, Rob, and Brown, that we look like the same guy in different fonts. I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, that's a low key just burn.
That was a great comment.
Somebody walked in one day and was like, "What is this? Dudes in hats or dudes with hats and beards or something?" I'm like,
"Beards and hats."
Yeah, I was like, "It's honestly a great name for the show. We should have done that."
I was like,
yeah,
yeah, if only, right? If only we had been a little more creative. Well, Travis, man, thanks for joining. You don't have anything.
Yeah,
else,
thank you, buddy.
You don't have anything else but golf and WVU predictions to talk about. We're going to let you go, man.
Well,
Travis, congrats on the success, man, and future success. Keep building.
It's only beginning.
Man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
It's only starting.
And just remember, real G's move in silence like lasagna.
What?
Okay.
Trav, we'll see you, brother. Thanks so much, man.
You guys.
See you, buddy.
I want to kick Bubba as well now.
Man.
Travis, don't do it. Don't do it. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you what, Travis does it. I'll show up.
Oh, dude.
Travis can control me a little bit. I don't like that.
He can. Travis has the right to censor Bub. Boys, our good buddy Travis Elliott, he's at South Gallia running the Rebels program, just absolutely crushing it, doing what he does. Mm-hmm. And I know we're all three happy for him. Just a joy, We love being around the guy. We love doing what we do with him. We love Brown. We love hooping with him.
Great hooper.
Great hooper as well. Definitely
loves coming off the screen, man.
Yeah, if he comes off the screen and catches it, it's over. He's shooting it every time. That son of a bitch is leaving his hand every time, and it's going to happen. So, well, boys and girls, I thank you for joining. If you took the time this evening on your Sunday evening here in the 740, where it's an absolutely beautiful night, you could have done anything with your time. We appreciate you taking the time here to watch this and be a part of this. Also, take this opportunity to follow us and like us on Facebook and Instagram. We're trying to grow this whole thing and make it a little bit bigger as well. This past week, we announced sponsors. We're looking for sponsors as well. So if your local business, and we're trying to stick with the local business thing in the 740. So if your local business wants to be a part of it, message us at 740guys@gmail.com, or just send us a direct message on any of our social media platforms. Again, Facebook, Instagram at 740 Sports Show. We'll figure out a way to get back in touch with you. It's been a crazy weekend though, so bear with us. We'll get in touch with you on Monday. But hey, Bob Brown, do you have anything else you want to touch on before we go? Any stupidity in your world?
There's a lot, but no.
All right.
I don't have anything. I'm looking forward to golfing though, Bub. We need to get out on the course.
All right. Well, hey.
Yeah. Maybe in a couple months, man.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
Let's just give us some time.
Okay. Great.
September 28th might be the perfect opportunity. How about that?
Yep.
But before then, I hope you guys had a great 4th of July. We hope all of our followers had a great 4th of July, and we hope everyone had as great a 4th of July as our good buddy Rob did. Did you guys have?
I love that picture. That was great.
Yeah, it's such a good picture. I love that he's holding the torch to the Statue of Liberty. Oh my God.
That's where I think it came from as well.
I thought it was an ice cream cone at first.
It is not an ice cream cone. It was the Liberty torch, and our good buddy Rob celebrated it the only way he knew how. Which
what I'm
playing
thinking?
the national anthem all day on repeat. Go ahead.
I keep thinking about the different fonts. Like, what font am I then?
You're like,
what would Rob be?
Bubba is definitely
it's just like
something. Rob's definitely something bold.
Rob is.
I swear to God, I was thinking bold.
Rob is impact bold. Rob is impact bold.
Size what?
72.
Font size 72. Okay.
72.
Okay.
Because I don't remember what comes after 72.
I feel like
you're right.
Is it 96? Whichever one, bro. That's like we can call and ask, do you have an XL pizza or is it just a large? That type of thing. Bub, anything? Oh, yeah. What size font? That's what size font, Bub. Brown, you're a little bit weird, dude. You'd be like some sort of weird script font, I would say.
Okay.
Maybe dude, he'd be some kind of annoying font that you just said, he would be some kind of just annoying ass.
Oh, is that what that says?
Font, yeah. Like he's gonna have to make me squint and like close one eye and read it.
Yeah.
As if that's a challenge already.
Bub, you would be just
can't read.
Bub would be the font. Bub would be the font from court documents. Just as plain, like black and white as it gets.
Dude, that's a good one. Yeah,
Dude,
like I'm just like a subpoena paper.
Yeah, Bub, yeah. Bub, if you want to talk to Bub, you're getting served by police officers.
Dude, that's a good one. Yeah.
Unless he's talking about somebody taking his money, like the NFL network.
Yeah. Oh. Well, hey.
Yeah, that's a different font.
Shout out David Tepper.
It's a different font. Yeah.
That's underlined, bold, italicized. But dude, also,
go ahead.
They did like the what was it? The YouTube TV NFL package or whatever. They did get like, turned over or whatever. I guess it doesn't do anything for me, so I don't really care about it. But they did get rewarded like $9 billion in rewards or something like that.
Okay,
yeah,
so the NFL lost their class action lawsuit.
Yeah, let's go with that. That's a way better description.
So the NFL lost the class action lawsuit against Sunday Ticket subscribers for an agreed upon roughly $9 billion is what you're saying?
I think so. Don't quote me on that. I didn't.
That was projected to be, from what I understood, that was projected to be $7.2 billion. So it's a little more than what subscribers.
I think I saw it averaged out to be like 1,000 or 2,000 a person. That was
which
which again, Bubba just signed up for it, so he does not fall into this category of people who will be getting $1,000.
What's $1,000, Bob?
But I'll tell you what it does say.
What's
it does say.
$1,000, right?
I'll tell you what it tells me, though. Hang on, I'm going to make a little bit of a conclusion here. It tells me that the NFL is now liable for what they've been doing, which is increasing prices, jacking up prices on afternoon games, and making this whole package monopolized and kind of fraudulent by making it more valuable than it really is, costing people over $500 a year.
Yeah, it is. It's very fraudulent.
When Bub, I don't know if you know this, ESPN reportedly will do this for $70 a year.
Yeah, no, I remember hearing about that.
I know you do. I just wanted to see you get mad again.
Yeah, I just love the big corporation monopolies. Oh, they're so cute.
He's trying to get you to change your font right now.
Bub is all caps, exclamations. Let's go. Hey, Bub Brown, thank you for joining us. I appreciate everything you guys do as a part of the 740 Sports Show, the co-host, our senior basketball guy. As always, you guys are awesome. Get to the Hoop Project in July 20th and 21st. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be there at Gallipolis City Park. They're hooping along the Ohio, baby. Come say hey. And we're going to be a part of that. Had a great conversation with Robbie Pugh from The Root this past weekend, who's helping put that on. They've done it every year. He dude, such a great guy, and we're happy to be a part of it. So get on down there. That's going to be a great time, and we're going to be there. So, Brown, if you're available, be there.
Okay.
Square.
Check the schedule.
Check the schedule, dog.
Check it.
And let us know. Hey, thanks for watching this time. Make sure that you like us, follow us, do what you got to do on the social media platforms. That's how we grow, and that's how we get a little bit better, a little bit cooler, and, well, we can get all the help we can get. Thanks so much for being a part of this episode 49 of the 740 Sports Show. Until next time, tune in on Wednesday, 7 p.m. We'll be back.
Bye.
Later, boys.